What's up guys, how are you doing? Isn't it a good day today to learn how not to fail as a landlord? Well, I think so too. And because we all know a landlord that is having a hard time, we all know one out there that is suffering, that is constantly complaining about landlording. But it doesn't have to be like this. What if there was a way to get your sanity back? Well, make sure to stick around to learn what is the problem with landlords and how to break the circle. Coming up. Hey guys, thanks for showing up. My name is Boileau and today I'm going to say it as it is. Landlords are failing. But I'm not saying that all of them are failing, but there's enough of them to make a video on it. And because I'm a realtor and I have been a real estate investor for many years, I've had the luxury to meet hundreds and hundreds of landlords. And I can tell you that I've heard my fair share of complaints about landlording. So let's dive right into the top 5 reasons why landlords are failing. So the first reason why landlords are failing is because they have no idea what they are getting themselves into. And that's exactly the case. Most people that think about investing in real estate do not have any idea of what it all implies. Being a landlord has a lot more to it than what most people think. And I have met a ton of landlords that have purchased their first property without previously talking to somebody that has some kind of experience, like another landlord, for example. And I know that HGTV is making it look like real estate is super easy and simple, but at a bare minimum, go talk to somebody that has been doing it for a long time so that you can learn a thing or two and potentially decide if this is actually something that you will enjoy doing. I have also met a lot of people that have become landlords by default when moving from their starter home to their second property. And instead of selling their first property, they decided to keep it and rent it out to avoid either mortgage penalties, or maybe the market was not favorable at that time, or whatever the reason is, they decided to keep it and to rent it out. And this type of landlord is usually the first one to go nuts because they may be becoming landlords by necessity. And the property that they are renting out does not even make a great rental in most cases. And this causes a whole other set of troubles and complexity. And for a new landlord that is just starting out, having a purpose-built rental is that much more easy to manage. So my advice to all of you out there thinking about becoming a landlord is to pick a property that will make a great rental property in the first place. And then take the time to talk to a knowledgeable landlord to hear the ins and outs of the trade before taking action and becoming a landlord and potentially losing your mind. And the second reason why landlords are failing is because they do not know how to choose the right tenants. Your real estate is your most important asset, and choosing the right tenant for the right property seems easy on paper, but it's not. Keep in mind that the craziest real estate fail stories that you've ever heard of or that you've seen on YouTube or on TV, they are usually directly linked to picking the wrong tenants. Like getting a tenant that uses your basement as a grow-up, or getting a drug lord in your Airbnb for a little while, or even coming back to your property a couple months later to discover that your tenant is the best hoarder of all time. We hear stories like this on a regular basis, and this can usually be mitigated by doing proper screening on your potential tenants. If you're choosing to hire a property manager, you still have to pick the right one for you and your situation. And picking the right property manager is a beast of its own, and I will definitely be covering this topic in a future video. But for now, just remember to do your proper due diligence when screening your potential tenants, like getting their authorization to do a credit check and a background check. This will save your life more than once, I can promise you. Also, do a social media check. Wow, that one is awesome. It can give you some really good hints on what they are up to. And make sure to get all of the references that you can, like the employer, to confirm that they make as much money as they say they do, because you shouldn't rent a unit that is too expensive for your tenant. Whenever possible, I like to make sure that my tenants have an income of roughly 3 to 4 times their rent amount. Then you call the current and past landlord to ask them the tough questions like, were they paying the rent on time, or Do you know why they have decided to move out of the suite? In which condition was the suite during the move-out inspection? And please, when screening potential tenants, do not rely exclusively on your gut feeling, unless we're talking about smashing the like button. And the third reason why landlords are failing is because they do not treat their rentals as a business. And this is so common. Take 2 minutes to ask yourself this. Are you interested in potentially working 24/7, hiring and managing employees, learning about the tax code and doing regular bookkeeping, working in sales and marketing, creating business plans and learning about the rules and the laws and doing customer service? It sounds like a lot of work, but it is, and the list goes on and on. So if you're not interested in doing all of this, do not become a landlord. It is a business and it needs to be treated like one. I know you can hire people out to do a lot of the things that I just mentioned, but real estate is not a hands-off business, and you will have to wear multiple hats if you want to succeed. So have the right mindset when starting out. You now own a business. Congrats! Oh, come on. But seriously though, I want to hear your stories. Do you know any landlords that are definitely not treating their rentals as a business? And tell us why you think so in the comments down below so that we can all learn from it. And the fourth reason why landlords are failing is because they don't know the laws and regulations that are applicable to them, their tenants, or their property. And that creates all kinds of issues like having the city shutting down your suite for lack of compliance with the fire and safety regulations, losing in court because you unknowingly tried to enforce unlawful practices, or even underprotecting yourself because your rental agreement is not customized to fit the needs of your business and your property. And even if this is not the most exciting thing to do in real estate, you have to know your rights and your tenants' rights to succeed as a landlord. And if you are flipping houses or doing renovations in your suites, sure, you can rely a bit on your contractor, but I would still suggest that you learn a little bit about the building code and the fire and safety code over time to avoid expensive mistakes and any trouble with the city inspectors. And for number 5, we have landlords that do not know how to properly market their properties. I know, I mean, we're in 2020 and everybody knows or should know how to operate a cell phone and take decent pictures. But let's be honest, most of us have no clue how to take good real estate pictures. And in most cases, the final product is pretty bad. It does not stand out from the other ads. Thus, it does not create enough traction and it doesn't attract enough tenants to your vacant suite. So just go. Go buy a real camera with a wide-angle lens and learn to shoot real estate. Or just hire a professional to take the best possible pictures and videos of your suites for rent. Marketing-wise, there is nothing, absolutely nothing more important than this very step. And even the 3D tours are becoming more and more popular these days. So that might be something that you can consider doing, because rule number 1 is you need to attract as many eyes on your ads as possible. If 100 people look at your ad and 20 of them call you and 10 of them show up for a showing, well, you have that much more chance of finding the right tenant versus only getting 2 or 3 showings. It's a numbers game, and proper marketing will make you win the game. And rule number 2 is to have the appropriate pricing. Learn your market, look at your competitors, and set your price right where it hurts the competition. This is real estate and time is of the essence. You don't want to be pricing your suites too low and lose on potential cash flow, but on the other hand, you don't want to be pricing your suites too high and have vacancies. You have to find the sweet spot where you're getting enough traction, and once again, receiving more calls equals to more showings, which equals to a higher chance of finding the right tenant, which equals to this video getting more likes. And this is how you win in real estate. Hope you enjoyed the video and make sure to share it to another landlord that you know is suffering out there. But before I let you go, I have a bonus tip for you. It's my secret sauce. My great-grandfather taught it to my grandfather, who taught it to my father. This year, My father finally taught it to me. And this is the ultimate secret to making millions and millions in real estate in less than 90 days, and only a fool would.